All right. Good afternoon, guys. This is Bolade from Kota and Kush. Right. So today I'll just be talking about like designing Ginger. Basically just like the design process, like what we went through, myself and Ife, the others that contributed to it, and how we're able to come up with the designs that we currently have, the challenges that we face, um, just basically the thought process. So maybe you guys might be able to learn from the thought process that went behind it. All right. So first off, I just want to give a very brief explanation on what Ginger is. Right. So Ginger is a platform where people can get recommendations for investment products or investments that they can put their money in. So what Ginger does actually is just to basically link you up with some reputable brands, the big players in the investment industry, and just give you products from those people, right? And just so you know, along the line, just have an open mind. Things can change. The original idea that we started with, well, or it's still like the same goal at the end of the day, but the path that we thought of to get to that goal has changed and can always change along the line. All right. Right. So the first challenge that we're faced with was designing the logo. Before we came up with pointer. So before we came up with this, that I'm sure a lot of people will be familiar with, we went through like lots of designs and we tried the different things. So I think the first one that I came up with was just this, which was just simple and it was just text, right? But I wanted or felt like it was too simple, like anybody with Microsoft Word can. So we thought of adding different things that would also showcase the idea. So then I was thinking more along the line of insurance, at least for me, than investment. So I was thinking of having like an umbrella, just like show like cover and like protection, just to showcase like investment. So along the line, we started working on went forward, all these different variants that we have here, just to somehow fit the whole umbrella theme in with the logo. But along the line, I think we decided to drop that and just stick to text, right? So I think we moved to this guy here. And it's actually very simple. But then I think after we shared, we mentioned something about the exclamation mark and how it actually fits into like the idea basically behind the brand, right? So we try to put in an exclamation mark. So I think I tried this, maybe putting the I here and putting an exclamation mark. But at the end of the day, we try to settle for inverting the I and creating an exclamation mark out of it. So it's just like bringing like two different things together. Right. So at this point, I think everything was still moving on very, very smoothly. Like we didn't have issues. Oh, and a little bit of background knowledge. So before this project, I went through two very, very tedious projects. The first one was, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention names here, but for the first one, there were lots of changes that we made after the project already started. So we had to start doing lots of reworks and designs, and those clients were also quite difficult to work with. So I was pretty stressed, right? And when I finally got the news that I was going off that project to another project that seemed very, very interesting, I was so happy. I was glad that I finally leave the first project behind. And the second one, the idea was, I think it was lovely, and I think um, we also had like an avenue to like showcase and work on things that were creative and like nice designs and all. But I think along the line, we kind of drifted away from the pretty beautified idea of what the project was going to be, and in reality, it was nothing like that. It was very stressful. There were lots of a couple of trips to Lagos, discussions, reworking things, lots of back and forth on like the same matter. And yeah. So this was like a breath of fresh air. It was like finally I can leave behind these ones and just uh, have fun basically while designing and creating like a brand. So right, next up we start looking at the colors, and I think this was the part that stressed me the most. So I started looking at different colors and the psychology basically behind those colors and the things that those colors can be would depict or what they would identify with. So first off, I looked at blue and well, see that I was like calm, safe, intelligent, and trustworthy. But the original idea, like after conversation with Docs, I think we wanted the brand to have these three elements in it, like whatever color. We wanted something that would depict hustle, like energy and prosperity. Right. So off my head, I think for energy, yellow will be the color that will come to my head. And for hustle, I don't know, maybe something strong like a red or something. And for prosperity, maybe something like green to show like fertility and stuff. So I just tried to do a little bit of reading to see different colors and what those colors would depict. So I think I found orange to kind of it was like the balance was somewhere in between all these characteristics. So I think orange would also, being that it's like a blend of yellow and red, I think it would also carry um, characteristics from both. So we can get the whole energy vibe from it and hustle. And at the same time, for prosperity or like fertility, I think lots of fruit and things that grow around like in nature have the color orange. Oranges, carrots, pumpkin, and lots of those things. So I think it also has this the same feel to it, right? Like if you see a fruit that looks orange, you know that it is ripe. You know that it is good, right? If you see green, I mean, it goes as unripe to you, right? And, well, not always, but not always, but lots of times, right? So orange was like the perfect fit for all those things. So I tried to do a little bit of investigation into the color orange. And well, what I found wasn't so good. Right. So according to research, orange was like the least favorite color for most people. So lots of people do not like orange. If it was like using a blue, which generally is like the most widely accepted color and most people's favorite color, it would have been a lot easier. But how do we now then take a color that people don't like and make something out of it? Right. I guess it's like, right. So here I just have like a pie chart just to show different colors and how the different genders react to it. So here, blue, like 57% of men, according to this research, said that blue was their favorite color. So that's a lot of people. And 36% in women, also the largest there, said blue was their favorite color. So if we're using a blue, for instance, it should have been easy that you know that the color is widely accepted by people. And here, for orange, we only have 5% of men. And for women, we have like 5.2%. So it's not very good, right? Like it's only very few people. Like out of 100 people, you probably find 5 people that have orange as their favorite color. So first off, orange is nobody's favorite color, but very few people. All right. Then I saw the least favorite colors for these ones. And for women, orange has the largest. Like lots of women hate the color orange, like their least favorite color. So here we have 37% of women, and next to it is brown, it's like 19.8. And for men, well, orange is like next. I think the least favorite that is found was 27% in men and 22%. So it means like for women it was the least favorite color, and for the men it was like the second on the list. So that was also very good, right? So next up, with the same study, they actually asked people for colors that they felt looked cheap or inexpressive. And yet again, orange aged very well here and has the largest percentage. Like 26% of people thought orange was looked cheap and inexpressive. So all these things were like not really good. So I was just thinking like, if people hate this color this much, how can we make it work? So after that, we just have to look for brands or people or things that use orange that people like. The first thing that came to my head was Fanta. Um, well, I think they did a good job with branding Fanta. So I looked at these guys. I checked like all their materials and like their sites and things that have to do with their brand and just to see how they would be able to use the colors and maintain well interest and well people wouldn't hear. I saw Nickelodeon also when I was just checking. Orange, then GSK, like, just one of the few ones I saw. Then I also looked at different things. Uh, I came across like I just thought of Netherlands and their jersey that was orange. And funny thing is that in Netherlands, from another study, orange was seen as the most accepted color in their country. And I started wondering, like, oh, they don't even have the orange like in their flag at all. So why do they even wear orange? Then I read about different cultures or historic moments and how the color was able to fit in. Right. Then I looked at oranges, sprouting like basketball, carrots, and things that we see every day that also carry the color. And just I was just checking through to see how we can, well, make the color work. So after this, I went through Dribble. I looked for things and people that use oranges or like the color orange and how they were able to convey message or the idea behind their brand with that color. So and also I looked for accents that would work with um, orange. So funny thing, the shade of orange we actually use I think I got it from a picture of a flower. I increased like the saturation and I played around with a couple of things and I was able to pick out that exact tone that we used. I think that we picked out a couple of tones that were not really widely accepted. Some of them looked faded and all those things. So I just kept making tweaks like that to them to make sure that the color, the exact one would be used would be bright and be vibrant and would be able to carry all these properties that orange is known for. So fun, youthful, energetic, and adventurous. Right. So from here, we're able to come up with the color orange. And I found out that I think the colors that paired well with orange was going to be black or grayscale generally. So you can use white very well with orange. You can use black with orange and gray. So we just use gray mostly, maybe for background and all those things. And we use the tone of black for all our accents. So orange was like the primary color all through. Then the black was like the accent, and we use this gray for like background and such. All right. So next up, we had to like look for assets and like illustrations, images, and things that we use while we're designing all those films. So the idea behind these illustrations is that they also carry those same characteristics of the orange color, like have them be fun, youthful, energetic, adventurous. So you won't just bore them and give them very, very serious images. Like you'll still be able to convey the message, but put it in a fun way and something that would look stress free. For instance, this was from a bar chart. So this is supposed to be like there's like a bar chart here, and this is like a line graph on it. So right, this is like a line graph, and you have like a guy sliding on it. So it carries okay. Right, this illustration right here, it's like a line chart, and you have like a guy sliding on it. So it still fits into the idea. So here, where we use this, we're talking about things like tracking. So I know you have to do stuff with graphs also, but we didn't just want to throw graphs at people's faces. We wanted it to still have this characteristic, like it had to be fun, useful, adventurous, and the same with all these ones. So the idea of using these circles, all through, was actually from the circle, from the exclamation mark. So I just like enlarged it and tried to put the different illustrations inside like the dark circle. But I think it fits well with the gray background. Yeah. Then just like to also have little bit of elements like this sticking out just to introduce like a hint of playfulness and not just everything will be clicked inside. So like here with the guy on the slide here with one of the coins here with one of the notes and like the phone here. So we just have little bit like the elements, illustrations sticking out of the black circle here just to put like a dash of playfulness into it. Right. So after that, we now said like making screens and like design. So the original concept where I was working with like a white background and I plan to um use like black like we have here for like the different accents that we're going to have also. So to work with this, but I don't think it was really well received, right? Also here, where we have like the input here, we had used things like that on lots of projects, and we really wanted this one to be different. So I also thought that okay, I would have to like redesign all these inputs and all those things that we're used to doing, and make it feel new and fresh to us also. Then I think I developed these guys from there. So it's just supposed to, like once you click on this, for instance, the label here will just move up and you can like type in what you have there. It's kind of similar to this, but just like enclose everything, right? So after working on this, it wasn't really well received. I think the orange and the white, the contrast between them was so much, and the orange looked very loud and in your face. So then we tried to use a dark thing to see if it would be better. Now, the whole idea of dark things normally, so most people that use dark things are people that maybe feel that you would use their software maybe frequently at night or in dark places. For instance, for music production, so most music production apps I know all have dark themes. Even before the whole dark mode thing was very popular, they would always stick to dark themes because most studios or most guys that work use those software usually use them in like dark places or at night. So you don't want all the white lights from like the screens to be in the person's face. So once you have like a dark background, it's kind of easy on the eyes, right? So then, but it didn't really fit into this. So we just wanted to try it out to see how it would work out. And then we got this screen. And I think the orange here looks a lot better in this places. So the text and everything changed to white. No, we just inverted it basically. And that's how we were able to come up with like the set of screen that we currently have. Right. So next of like the language. So apart from like just making these screens, we also had to like have a particular tone that would also convey. And we just try to stick still with like properties of the color orange, make it fun. Like even when you want to ask people for things that are serious, you just make it fun. You don't just tell them enter your details or fill the form or something like that. You have to make it engaging and encouraging also. So then we brought up like the whole language. And also something that we kept doing also, if you notice, was the exclamation marks. We use them in quite a number of places because it also is like the one of the main elements of like the Ginger brand as a whole. So like here where you have like welcome to Ginger, what type of investments are you interested in? We use the exclamation mark here, well, it goes in with like Ginger and all. Here, where we put hi there, like with the waving emoji and exclamation mark. So all these things is just to make it a little personal, like not too serious or commanding really, and just make everything feel like chill, right? So here is another telling them to fill in the forms and stuff. Put like tell us a bit about yourself. We use the provided info to find a product or an investment that suits you. So all those things, instead of just asking people for their information, so here now they actually know what you're going to use information for. And I think it would make people a little more willing to provide information in this sense, right? Then here when you have products, just like we found some amazing products you can invest in. So it still kind of like has like a happy tone to it, really. So I think that's about the language. So moving forward, I think the ginger, like the designs or like the brand as a whole, isn't yet like cemented. Like things can always change, but I think it's very important for us to still be able to keep the original thoughts and the original elements. Like things can change along the line. For instance, initially, what we're thinking of using for this product was to have people like maybe answer questions from their contacts and have those people be able, like from those questions that they answer, we'll be able to refer or recommend like products for different people. But along the line, I think the idea kind of changed. So we just bring people on board here, have someone like an agent or someone that is ready to make money, just like share a referral link with people. And once people follow the link and join in, they will be able to answer a couple of questions and find or recommend a product for that person. So the original idea we had has changed a little and it's still evolving. So nothing is really cemented in. Yeah? Nothing is really cemented in. Like things can change. So we still have a very open mind. Along the line, if we find a maybe a better way to illustrate things or the like, we'll be very happy to pivot and like switch from what we currently have, basically. So it's also important that you just have an open mind and don't feel too bad if maybe something you've worked so hard on has to change along the line. Mhm. Right. So I think that's about it, what I have. Does anyone have questions? Anything? All right, Eric.
After the exclamation mark in the spelling of the ginger, there's exclamation mark at the end of ginger. Like I noticed, is that like part of the?
Yes, the exclamation mark is actually part of the name, like with the brand. So the brand itself is Ginger with the exclamation mark. That's like the name of the product. So any other question or addition? Maybe you want to just bless us some knowledge. Hmm? No question.
Your additions to that. It's just, as you know, of course, it's a new project, and one of the major things you need to be certain of a new project is change. And at least with the way we have been doing, working on Ginger, if any, so to say, kind of changes come, we can be able to easily maneuver things and will still be on the right path and not lose brand thing, so to say like that. So at least things were made the way we worked on the branding. It was made very flexible. Let me just put it that way. So in case there's any change, we can do one or two changes to that. I guess that's one of
Yes, thank you for sharing knowledge with us. So any other questions, addition? All right. Thank you.